My partner has a habit of canceling plans at the last minute. How do I address this pattern without coming off overly demanding?
If they're not willing to compromise, then maybe this person's not for you. I'm dating someone new, but they often bring up their ex and past hurt. It's beginning to create tension between us. How can I help them heal without feeling like I'm competing with a ghost from their past? It clearly indicates they have more healing to do. That would be a deal breaker if
My partner and I text nonstop throughout the day, but lately it feels overwhelming and even intrusive. What's a good way to establish healthier communication boundaries?
why not just be blunt?
Hi, everyone. I'm Cassandra, and this is Tasha, and we're coming to you from Astrodipity, and we are the Astro Divas. We're going to be reading off some emails, as well as Tasha has something to talk to you about. Just a little note about what Astrodipity is. It is an online dating site based on compatibility through synastry. So you put in your time of birth, your date of birth, your place of birth, and hopefully you can meet someone based on our algorithm that is very similar to you. You'll get to know your sun sign, your moon sign, your Mars sign, your Jupiter sign, etc., your whole chart. You could read up on yourself and then get to know someone else's profile as well. Just a little side note to tell you about the future. We are now adding into our app the possibility to post, so people will be able to post and things like that, and share their current stories and their videos and things like that. So going forward, we will have that as well. We are all over the US right now, and currently starting in India. It's been slow going through India because we're starting off in small areas. And we're really excited to bring this to you. On that note, I think Tasha would like to say something with regards to something.
Yeah, if you stick around for the end of our questions, I'm going to do some guidance for your romantic love life and see what's going on in the current energy and what you can expect, any advice. So hang with us till the end and you can take part of that.
And it is Valentine's Day is coming up soon, so everybody has that to look forward to. It is the month of love. So on that note, I'm just going to start with the first email we have. It's Dear Astro Divas, my partner has a habit of canceling plans at the last minute, even after confirming for days. This unpredictability leaves me feeling unimportant and frustrated. How do I address this pattern without coming off overly demanding?
Well, you know what? There's personality styles. Some people are more regimented than others. Some people are random in their personality. And it sounds like she's dealing with someone that is a fly by the pants kind of person. And so they're a little random. And I feel like if this is someone that has a love and respect for you, an open conversation and letting this person know just how it affects you, they should be willing to compromise. And if they're not willing to compromise, then maybe this person's not for you.
Well
Yeah.
said. Yep.
Yeah. That's how I feel. You got any more input on that one?
No.
Nope. Okay. So unresolved baggage from past relationships. Oh, that's a doozy, isn't it? I'm dating someone new, but they often bring up their ex and past hurt. It's beginning to create tension between us. How can I help them heal without feeling like I'm competing with a ghost from their past? Do you want to weigh in on that one?
I'd, I'd rather you do this. Yeah.
Well, so someone that is constantly bringing up an ex in the past hurt, it clearly indicates they have more healing to do.
Yeah.
And so, what I would say to this person, first of all, it's fair for you to express how it's affecting you, how you feel about it. But I also would make a point to say to this person that they need to get counseling. They need to go to counseling because this is an unresolved past wound, if not addressed, will only fester and it will make a negative impact on your relationship. So that would be a deal breaker if they're not willing to address this wound.
Yeah. It's a sad situation. That's for sure. And I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not healed at all. Yeah. Hi, Astro Divas, my partner and I text nonstop throughout the day, but lately it feels overwhelming and even intrusive. I worry that too much digital communication is replacing genuine connection. What's a good way to establish healthier communication boundaries?
Well,
Well,
my question would be is um, y- there must be a decrease in the face-to-face communication, or she wouldn't be referencing that the texting has interfered with the face-to-face. So why not just be blunt and
yeah,
say that?
why
Just
not
say,
just
you know what?
speak your
Yeah,
mind? Yeah,
it's fine to text in the morning. It's fine to text maybe at lunch, but all day long, I would rather nurture our relationship face to face. And
yes,
so I think being honest about it and obviously loving, you don't want to be defensive about it, but just be open and honest about that, building a relationship. And anyone that wants to have a solid relationship is going to appreciate that and will receive it well.
right. I
Yeah.
agree.
So the next one's different love language, different world. My partner expresses love primarily through acts of service, which I crave verbal affirmation and quality time. The difference is causing miscommunication and hurt feelings. How can we learn to speak each other's love language effectively?
Well, you definitely have to talk about that one and express your feelings to one another because we all do have different love languages. I know mine is
Mhm.
quality time, first and foremost, and probably acts of service. Actually, I like all of them.
Yeah,
Words of affirmation I find are important. It depends on the time, but I would say quality time for me. You have to speak up. You have to talk
right.
about this. This is something where you've got to be on the same page, and
Well, and
hopefully you're both understanding one another.
sometimes also giving by examples, you give
Examples.
them the affirmations, the loving words. And sometimes that will be enough to give someone a clue, look, this is what they want. But if that doesn't work, you definitely need to say, look, I totally adore your acts of kindness and love, but sometimes I need the words too. And if
And
you
there's
don't
nothing
mind,
wrong with that.
yeah, if you
Nothing wrong.
don't mind, tell me how much you love me sometimes, tell me I'm beautiful sometimes. It means a lot to me. Not that I don't respect and honor that you are showing acts of kindness. I appreciate that.
I think
Sometimes
that
that's
was
all it
so
takes.
beautiful the way you said that.
Yeah.
I do know people that have their own opinion about this, and why do you need to hear you're beautiful, or why? It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. Just
No.
when you're in a relationship, uh-oh, I've got a visitor here. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with wanting to hear that you're loved or you're
Right.
beautiful or anything like that, by the way. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I understand. Um, Hi, Astro Divas. I'm naturally introverted. You're gonna see. I'm so sorry. I have a visitor. Yeah, who just um I'm sorry. I'm naturally introverted and love quiet nights at home, whereas my partner thrives on social outings and large gatherings. We're struggling to find balance. How do we respect our differing energy levels while nurturing the relationship?
There has to be a compromise. If one weekend you agree to go out socializing, then the next weekend, then he should compromise and agree to have private time, movie night, um, walks on the beach, whatever. It needs to be a compromise, and that's a healthy mutual relationship. And if that is not something someone wants to compromise, then that's just not a relationship. That's an unrequited relationship. That's one sided. And that's what you need to remember. It goes both ways. One person shouldn't be willing to compromise everything while the other compromises nothing. That's
Agreed.
unrequited. Yep.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yep. The next one is unmet emotional needs. Oh, that's not good. I feel that my emotional needs aren't being fully met in my current relationship. I often end up feeling lonely even when we're together. How can I have a conversation about this without sounding like I'm just complaining? First off, I would need to know, what is it about your emotional needs that aren't being met? Is this person cold and detached? Are they not having, vulnerable conversations with you? Because this would indicate a wound. This would indicate someone that has a guarded heart. And this is very important to address, because if it's not addressed, you will only become more emotionally unfulfilled, more unhappy, and more lonely. So I would definitely get to the root of that issue. I've been in that type of relationship, and it doesn't get better. It only gets worse.
And it's lonely. It's
It
very,
is.
very lonely.
Yep.
And the end result of this could be that the person really doesn't care, the other person.
Yeah.
And so it's something you have to deal with, and don't wait, because you're going to feel absolutely worse as time goes on. You're just going to feel more and more alone, and it's going to hurt
Isolated.
harder.
Yep.
It's going to hurt
Yeah.
more.
It sounds like somebody that has a closed heart chakra that protects their heart due
Yep,
to past wounding. And, you're not responsible for carrying the burden of someone else's pain. They have to address that on their own.
right. Or you should move on.
Yeah.
If they don't care and they're not interested in, hearing you out or understanding that you're feeling lonely and what's going on, what's happening in the relationship.
Right.
Yeah. I'm currently dealing with a family crisis, and it's putting extra stress on my relationship. My partner is supportive, but we're both struggling to balance personal issues and our time together. How can we strengthen our bond during such turbulent times?
I think being vulnerable and honest about the current crisis, and things happen, and somebody that loves you, that's not going to be a deterrent for them. They're going to be a ride or die. They're going to be your rock, and
Absolutely.
nothing lasts forever. So this is short term, and this is also a telltale sign if you're with the wrong person or not. If this person is your rock during a time of need, during a crisis, then this is a keeper.
Yep. The only one you
Yeah.
should keep. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The next one is my self image is affecting my love life. I've constantly feel insecure about my looks and worry that my partner isn't attracted to me as they once were. These insecurities are starting to affect our intimacy. What steps can I take to boost my self confidence and feel more secure in our relationship?
Well, I honestly hope that you're not feeling that way because he isn't instigating any words of affirmation or saying anything. I hope it's not because he's just not interacting anymore with you like he once did. At that point, you'd have to have a conversation. But I also think just words of affirmation for yourself, um, telling yourself daily on a daily that you're worth it, you're lovable, you're beautiful, reminding yourself of who you are, trying to get back to who you are, writing it down on paper, going into the bathroom mirror and saying, "Hey, I'm lovable," is a good place to start. If
Yes.
you're worried about it, then there's something, and you've got to figure out what that something is. Is it you? Is it just because, you're feeling that way, or is it because there's a lack of something that used to be there in that relationship and that's sort of stopped? But you should always feel good about yourself, and you do have to remind yourself that you are worthy, not coming from someone else, but from you.
Exactly. And you need to identify if it's not from something that he's doing and it's from within you, where did that wound occur?
Yep,
And you need to address that wound. Make peace with that experience that wounded you. Understand that it was a life lesson. It was something that you had to go through in order to experience it so that you could heal. And then find that love within you. And I promise you, when you can heal from a past wound and you can find that love within you, that energy emanates without you. And it is felt to everyone that comes in contact with you.
absolutely. True, eh?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
true. Yeah,
Am I the next one?
I'm not sure.
Balancing ambition and relationship. I'm extremely driven, and my partner sometimes feels neglected because of my long work hours. I want to succeed professionally without sacrificing our relationship. How can I strike a healthy balance between ambition and quality time together? Look, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with having a career and wanting to do well at your career, but you need to find out what is most important to you. To me, love is all that matters.
Yep.
And when love is your priority, everything else falls in place. So I feel like you need to get your priority in order. What
Yeah,
is most important to you? Is it a life filled with love, with a loving partner, or is it your career?
I 100% agree. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one's on you to figure out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready to discuss marriage with my partner, but every time I bring it up, the conversation becomes awkward or dodged. How can I initiate the conversation in a way that feels natural and doesn't scare them off? Well, first of all, I don't think it should scare them off in the first place. It's a conversation you're allowed to have whenever you want to have, and you should have, and you shouldn't be afraid of. If it's scaring them off or they're dodging the conversation, that's not good in the first place.
Yeah.
And this isn't something that you should question. You're not doing anything wrong. There isn't anything wrong with this. And it shouldn't be awkward. I think everybody should have these conversations. If you're in a relationship, that's what a relationship is. You're supposed to move forward. You're supposed to grow together, and having the conversation, even if they were to say, well, it's because I'm not ready. Okay. But at least acknowledge the fact I'd like to have the conversation.
Right. It sounds like she's already brought it up and he's dodged it. So it
Yeah. Well,
sounds to me that they have different goals. They have different end game. He's not ready for commitment, and so she needs to decide how long am I willing to wait and put a
how
time
long?
frame on it,
Yeah. Time
because
frame.
you're not going to waste years and years of your life on somebody that will never be ready to commit.
No
That's my
kidding.
advice. Put a time stamp on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing else
Mm-mm-mm.
to say.
Okay, so we got hello, Astro Divas. My partner consistently puts off important decisions, whether it's planning a vacation or handling our finances, which leaves me stressed and uncertain about our future. How can I encourage a timely action without seeming overly controlling? Give him a responsibility. Give it to him. You take part and let him take the other part.
And it's
Tell
not
him,
controlling, by the way. It's not.
no, it's, this, I feel like I have a lot on my shoulders. I would
Yeah.
really appreciate if you could help me with this. Can I count on you to do this portion and I will do this portion? You
Yep.
know, you, as long as you continue to hold the burden and carry the entire weight, the other person's going to allow it. You dictate what you allow and what you don't.
You
You
teach
have
someone,
control.
yeah, you teach someone how to treat you. So if you're
Yeah.
allowing it, you're enabling it. Yeah.
Yes.
Dear Astro Divas, we're both dedicated professionals with conflicting work schedules, making it hard to find time together. Our rare moments together feel precious but often rushed. What strategies can we adopt to ensure our relationship doesn't suffer from our busy lives? What strategies? Well, I mean, it's sad if you have to put time in your schedule. Um, it's very, very sad. But you have to come to a compromise and you have to find a way to make time for one another. Otherwise, your relationship is flat out doomed.
Yeah.
And that's the reality. That's where this is going. If you're struggling with it now, um, I'm trying to think of strategies to fit that in. And aside from writing it down on your schedule, to me, that just sounds sad.
Well, it goes back to what's important to you.
Yeah,
What's important to you. And so it's not going to be a strategy. It's going to be a priority. It's going to be something that these are the days
you're right.
that there is nothing that's going to interfere with my time with this person. I am not going to commit on this day. This is our time. And it's important to me.
And why don't you want that in the first place? Why aren't you excited about that? Like, it should be exciting to you to make time for that person. You should, like, "Oh, I can't wait. I'm taking this day off. I'd rather be with this person rather than, it should be a priority in the first place."
I
Yep.
agree. So the next one is I feel that my partner and I have unspoken expectations regarding our future together, like when to move in or how much time to spend with family, but we never discuss them openly. How can we start having these tough conversations without it feeling like an ultimatum? I don't see why that's a tough conversation,
It's not.
Um, to me, that's all a part of being in a committed relationship, getting on the same page, and what are your thoughts, what are your feelings, and it's just getting to know how each other feels about it. It's not an ultimatum. It's a very mature conversation with someone you love.
And you should want to have these conversations. Both of you should. I mean, these are good things. They're not, if they're
Right.
feeling like baggage and they're feeling like it's, yeah,
Something's missing.
something's missing.
Yeah.
My partner is naturally flirty, even in group settings, and it makes me feel insecure sometimes. I know it's part of their personality, but how do I address this behavior in a way that reassures me without coming off as jealous? Well, um, I definitely think you need to address it. I think it would make anybody feel insecure. I think he has some growing up to do. Um, and is it flirty in the sense, I wish I had more information. Is it flirty in the sense he's making other women feel more validated and pretty and things like that? Because if that's the case, I don't even think you should have a conversation at that point. If you're starting to feel insecure, I think maybe you should question the relationship. Is it the right one for you? Period. Point blank.
Right.
Because nobody should, be making other women or other men, doesn't matter what gender you are, feel more important than your partner. It just shouldn't happen. That's what I think.
You know what? Here's what I have to say to this. I don't buy that it is just his personality.
Right.
When you love someone, you hold them above all other. If it's a woman, you're going to hold that feminine energy above all other. You are not going to disrespect her by flirting with someone else.
Or
That's a
by
matter
making
of
other
love and respect.
or by
No.
making other people feel more.
Yeah.
It could even be friends. Like, if that's part of your personality, you
Yeah.
shouldn't be in
That's
a
not.
relationship. Yeah.
That's not an excuse. I don't buy it. So the next one is, should I sacrifice my hobbies for my relationship? I have a passion for painting that takes up most of my free time, but my partner feels left out because I'm rarely available for shared activities. How do I balance personal passion with relationship commitments without feeling guilty on either side? There has to be a compromise. And if you are using all of your free time for what
Yep.
you're passionate about, instead of trying to um, find a passion that you can experience together, that can be a little selfish, and you could
It
lose
is
the
selfish.
relationship.
It is
You could
selfish.
lose it.
Yep.
Yeah.
My partner sends mixed signals, not all of the time, but sometimes. Warm and loving one day, distant and aloof the next. This inconsistency is causing me anxiety about our future together. How can I have an honest conversation about their communication style without accusing them of being unreliable? I hate inconsistency. I think it's meant to manipulate, or it's when people are in one day and out the next, or call you one day and then they go off for 2 days, or they're spending time with you. I think it can destroy a person because it makes you have self-doubt. It makes
Right.
you question what's going on. I think you need to have a conversation now and get to the bottom of this, because I don't think the person is completely invested in the relationship with you. And frankly, you should be worried about the future, because it's not a good thing. It's just not good.
Yeah. This is someone struggling with their own demons. This is someone I feel that has an insecurity within them. And when they get close, they feel great. But then, their insecurity kicks in, and then they push you away. This is someone that needs healing, and it will only get worse if they don't address it. You cannot heal this person's wounds. They have to heal them.
Or is it that they're really not invested, though? They don't actually care. They're using you in the moment. They
That
want to
could
be
be it
around
too.
you in the moment. And then when they've got their own stuff happening, they'd rather do that. And then when they've got nothing better to do, they're involved.
Yep, it could
It's,
be a love bomb or gaslighter,
yeah,
saying what you need to hear, that Casanova energy to pull you in just to push you away.
yeah,
You know what? You need a real divine love, someone that will make you a priority, that will give equally to you consistently every single time.
absolutely.
Yep.
My friends and family are constantly pressuring me to hit relationship milestones, engagement, moving in, etc. But I feel we're not there yet. How do I set boundaries with well-meaning loved ones while still nurturing my relationship at its own pace? Well, it's easy to me. It's so easy. I'll let you know when I want to get married or move in. I'll let you know, and please stay out of it. It's so
Yeah.
easy to me.
You
It's
have to say it blunt. Look, I appreciate your input, but this is my life, my choices, my decisions. When I can choose what I believe is right for me, then I'm the only one responsible for positive or negative.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
point blank. The next one is rebuilding intimacy after a betrayal. Ugh. After an incident of betrayal, my partner and I are trying to rebuild both our physical and emotional intimacy. I still feel guarded, and they seem eager to move on without addressing the underlying hurt. What steps can we take to rebuild trust and intimacy effectively? You need to go to counseling together if it's even
Yep.
possible. For me, I couldn't. I couldn't. I could forgive with love and compassion. I could learn from the experience, but you will never, once you betray me, be back in my energy again. So, I wish you well. I hope that it works out, but without joint counseling, that where you're both vulnerable and open about the situation, is not going to work.
I agree. Nothing
Yeah.
left to say. Dear Astro Divas, I'm Sarah, and my boyfriend Mike often leaves my texts unanswered for hours, even on days when we've had a great time together. I worry that he's losing interest, but he assures me it's just his busy schedule. How do I approach this without sounding needy? And what should I consider before jumping to conclusions? Well, you can consider that maybe he is busy. However, I don't know a lot of people like this. I'm one who texts back right away. In today's society, we all are glued to our phones. So I would have an issue with this myself. However, I do know people who just aren't going, if they're busy and they genuinely are busy, they are going to respond when they have a moment of time. So I would just have a chat with him and ask him, you know, this is how I feel, and how do you feel about this? And I'm sorry it's causing anxiety for me right now, and I don't want to be needy, but is everything okay? And get some assurance for yourself.
Yeah, I think that the problem is that it's a change from what their initial communication was. So,
Right.
what I would say to you is listen to your gut. Your gut's never wrong. If your gut is telling you something, it's probably right.
You are absolutely right, because I have to remind myself about that one. Because I will say the same thing, and my gut usually, knows what's going on, but I sort of ignore my gut. It's not
Yeah.
good that we do that. We shouldn't
No,
ignore
but it's if you're getting that feeling like he's pulling away, he's
something's
not
off.
really interested,
Yep,
you're
you're right.
probably right. Yeah. The next one is I'm Claire. My partner John is a workaholic. My name is Claire, and I'm dating John, who is incredibly dedicated to his job. While I admire his ambition, I feel increasingly sidelined because he's always working late or distracted. How do I communicate my need for more quality time without making him feel guilty about his career?
Yeah, you should. It's honestly, this is one of those things where if that is your love language and you need quality time, this isn't going to work out in the long run, because that's what you need. That's what you
Yeah.
like. That's what brought you guys together. If work is more important to him than spending time with you, then why not be with someone else who's giving you that quality time? Quality time is
Yeah.
very important, no matter
Yeah.
what anybody thinks.
If
It
you have to beg someone to give you time, attention, and energy, they are not the one for you. There is
is
another person that will adore you, that will move mountains to be in your energy. I promise you. That's the way it is.
Me, I'm Alex. I've been dating Jamie for several months now. They're charming and fun, but when I try to talk about future plans or commitment, they become evasive and indecisive. I'm at a crossroads. Should I wait for them to sort things out or seek someone with clearer intentions? What's the best way to handle this situation? I think she's already answered the question.
She has. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's
Move
time.
on.
Move on. Yeah.
Yep. That this person's not ready to be committal. They're still sowing their wild oats or something. And no,
And
you
by the
need to.
way, yeah, when someone's not ready to commit, it's not because they're not ready to commit. It's because they haven't decided on you. You they want to keep their options open. That's the reason.
Exactly.
It's nothing
Yeah.
else. It's as simple
Yeah.
as that. Yeah.
So the next one is I'm Rachel and I can't help but feel undervalued because my partner, Eric, rarely compliments me or acknowledges my efforts, even though I do my best to keep the relationship exciting. How can I bring up my need for verbal affirmations without sounding like I'm demanding too much? Oh, I
I
feel like you're
understand.
carrying too much of the weight. And I feel like there could be, it feels like some codependent energy here
Yep.
where you're seeking validation. You're giving your power away to someone that isn't validating you when you don't need that validation. You need validation within yourself. So, I don't feel good about this interaction with the two of them.
I know, but Rachel is saying she likes words of affirmation. And she would like, in other words, a thank you and oh my gosh, you did this. And it is the love language for a lot of people. And is she demanding too much? I think if he's never acknowledging the things she does, uh, I could see how this could become a problem.
She's
I
giving too much. She's
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 putting in all this
putting too
effort
much. She's putting
to
in too
make it exciting. She's trying to prove that she's worthy of being
worthy.
with.
You're right. She needs to
No.
look within. No, you're absolutely right.
So,
You're right.
yeah.
And by making herself the priority and by looking within, she'll probably realize that he isn't the one because he
Right.
just takes and takes and takes and never acknowledges or appreciates. Yeah,
Yep.
you're right. Yep. Um, Me? My
Yep.
name is Mark, and lately my girlfriend Lisa has been comparing me, often subtly, to her ex. Even small comments make me doubt my worth. I love her, but I'm struggling to ignore these comparisons. How do I address this without making her feel attacked? Address it now because I think that's manipulation. I think she's trying to get you to change. I think she's trying to make you feel insecure about yourself, which is working. And she's not over her ex by any means.
No.
And this is disturbing to me. I hate hearing this kind of stuff because I think it's outright blatant manipulation. I just do.
Yeah.
I think she's toxic. I hate to
Yep.
say it, but that's what I
That's
think.
what it feels like. No, I
Yeah.
agree. The next one is I'm Emily, and one of the issues in my relationship with Tom is that he often interrupts me during conversations, leaving me feeling unheard or frustrated. I want to address this without escalating tension. What's a gentle way to encourage better listening habits in our communication? Openly say, please don't interrupt when I'm talking. I want to complete my thought. And then, of course, I will respect what you have to say in response. But interrupting me makes me feel like you don't care about what I'm saying. And it's rude.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah. And it could make you feel unheard, unsafe,
Right.
uh, just not important at all. Like it can make you really
Right.
feel bad.
Right.
My partner and I have very different political beliefs, which sometimes sparks heated debates and feelings of disconnect. How do we navigate these differences while maintaining respect and keeping our relationship strong? Well, been there, done that. Yeah,
I
I
just
still
think
do.
that
I'm debating every day, by the way.
yeah,
Trump,
yeah.
Trudeau, prime ministers, presidents. I get into heated debates all the time for my own opinions. I
I
get it.
don't debate it. I won't debate it. I
You
feel
stay
like
out
your beliefs are your own and they're private and personal to you. And so if you know you're a loving relationship, which is great outside of that,
you're
then
right.
don't discuss politics.
Just
Don't
keep
discuss
politics
it.
up. And that is the answer. It's that
Yeah.
simple. Just keep politics out of it. You're
Keep it
right.
quiet. Yep.
Quiet.
Yep. So the next one is I'm concerned about my partner's mental health. They're going through a tough time, but refuse to seek professional help. I worry that their unresolved issues will eventually harm our relationship. How can I support them and encourage them to get the help they need without overstepping boundaries? If you know they're not going to get help, you have your answer. There's nothing you can do to force someone to get the help they need. I mean, prayer, I pray. That's what I do in that situation is pray for them. But are you going to decide to not sacrifice yourself any longer? Because I can tell you, someone that has mental health issues that refuses to get help, they will take you down with the ship. They will take you down too.
Well said.
So, yeah.
Makes sense to me. Hi, Astro Divas. My partner and I value our independence, but sometimes our separate lives leave us feeling disconnected. How can we find a balance between personal space and togetherness that ensures both of us feel fulfilled in the relationship? That's sad. I know the answer to this for everyone in these kind of situations. You both value your independence. However, living separate lives just is not the way to a healthy relationship. It's not. And so if you guys maybe have some fears or something that's keeping you disconnected, it's going to lead to more disconnection. And I've been there. I've felt disconnected. It's a horrible place to be where you just don't feel. The purpose of being in a relationship is to feel loved and connection. You want to have connection. You want to have something to share with that person. If you don't have any of that, what's the point?
There's no point.
There's no point.
No, there's no point. The next one is I'm in a relationship where my partner seems to avoid any talk of commitment. Even though we're deeply connected, I'm eager to plan a future together, but their reluctance is confusing. How do I have a serious conversation about our future without pressuring them too hard?
All these
I think
emails,
they're not ready.
yeah, all these emails, they all lead to the same thing. And if they don't want to have the conversation with you, then it's up to you. You either choose to stay and be okay with them not wanting to move forward with you or build any kind of future, because honestly, it shouldn't take that long, and accept that, or go be with someone who's looking to build that emotional, structure with you and that foundation.
That's the answer. They're giving you the answer right there. So, what are you willing to sacrifice? How much time of your life are you willing to sacrifice to wait for someone to want to have that,
Yeah. So I have another email. This was directed to us. Dear Astro Divas, I recently joined the site and have been working on my profile, but I'm not getting many matches. I'm concerned that my photos or bio might not be resonating with the right audience. Could you offer some tips on how to optimize my profile for better visibility and attract quality connections? Any advice on what works best, Astro Divas? That would be greatly appreciated. So I just wanted to say, put your best picture up there, even though it has nothing to do with your picture, and write a short bio about yourself, explaining what kind of person you might be looking for and who you are. You could put like, I'm fun, I'm loving, or I'm adventurous, or any of that stuff about yourself. And I'm looking to meet someone who shares the same values. The rest will happen for you in Astrodipity. The algorithm is made so that it really is based on your chart and someone else's chart. And that's my advice to you. And put your best foot forward, basically.
Be honest about who you are. Don't put information that you think someone needs to hear about you. Be honest and upfront. This is who I am.
This is who I am.
Yeah.
Transparent.
So, transparency is always the answer. All right. So if you guys want to get some guidance, so we'll see what's coming in for the love department for you, what you can expect, what you've been experiencing, any advice or guidance. So let's see, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, Saints, Spirit Guides, and Ancestors, advice in love for those drawn to this reading, or sorry, this video. Yeah. So it looks like you have closed out a significant cycle in your past. You've walked away, and you've probably walked away from someone you've given a lot of love to. Maybe it wasn't reciprocated. Maybe there was a breakdown in the relationship, but this was a lesson. They're saying this was only a lesson. You needed to learn from this experience so that you could evolve, ascend, you could be the best version of you, so that you could energetically call in the one that is meant for you. Yeah, this was definitely meant to change your perspective. What is real love? What does real love look like? You know, love starts from within you first. This is the truth and clarity that you needed. There was definitely deception. There was deception in past relationships, but it was only to highlight where you were giving your energy away. You were allowing others to just siphon your energy because you were giving all the love and it wasn't coming back to you. So this was highlighted for you so that you could experience true love within yourself first, which, like I said, it sends out an energetic message to those that you're attracting. This is the type of love that I have for myself, and this is the type of love I expect in my relationships. So you didn't have that before, but this is why you needed to learn this lesson. So what's coming in love? What is coming in love? Yeah, so you're also learning to protect yourself from those love bomb or gaslighters that come in, they say sweet nothings just to be gone just as quick. So you definitely needed to learn the real deal versus the false deal, right? So now it feels like you could have a fear around relationships, fear around making the wrong decisions. What they're saying to me here is you standing in your truth will attract the right person that will be loving and kind. And I do see someone coming in that is going to be intuitive, kind, loving, and nurturing. Why? Because you learned that lesson and you learn to love yourself. So you will attract a match by standing your ground, setting boundaries, and not accepting less than you deserve. Speaking your truth and cutting off the love bombers of the world that you have no time, attention, or energy to give to. So let's pull from another deck really quick and then we'll end it. All right. Advice for those drawn to this podcast that are watching for love. What do they need to know about love? And you know what? Here's the beautiful thing about learning self-love and sending that amazing energy out into the world. Those exes will come sniffing right back around your energy because they will be amazed at who you are. They'll be so attracted to you, but you'll be in the Queen of Swords energy saying, no, thank you. I already know the truth. So you don't have to worry. Your energy does speak for itself. They're saying make the effort, be open to receive love again, but keep an open mind because your soulmate may not look like your usual type. So if you like tall, dark, and handsome, maybe this is somebody that's shorter, that has lighter colored hair, that's a book nerd. Who knows? We can't control, I always say the flesh bag that we incarnate in. We can't. But you know what? If you give everyone a chance that you meet to prove that they are worthy of your energy, they're going to blow your mind because there is one out there that is a true divine soulmate that is really going to value you, believe in you. So it's because you believe in you. You have to believe in you. You have to love you first. In the past, the person you were dealing with, who they saw you to be or what they thought you could achieve financially or status, they took you for granted. They base your value on the 3D realm, the world. But you know what? There's more to you than that. They underestimated who you were, and the person that's coming in that's very loving and kind and intuitive will see you for exactly who you are, which is an amazing person. Yeah, this is going to be a relationship that there is going to be a lot of attraction. There is going to be a lot of flirting, but you definitely need to get rid of the ex. Release the ex. I wouldn't communicate with a past person at all unless you absolutely have to, due to children. And even at that, I would keep it black and white, all analytics, no emotion. Take the emotion out of it because you want to align someone that is going to be someone that builds you up, someone that matches your energy, someone that will be playful, lighthearted, and that you feel safe to love. But I do see someone coming in. Once you learn this lesson, once you take your power back, love yourself, stand your ground, and stop settling for less. So that's what I got for you guys. It's pretty high energy, man.
Sounds like an awesome February.
Yeah, it is the month of love, isn't it? It's the month of love. So get ready. The best thing you can do right now is pour all that love into you, and that energy will be emanating from you, and you will naturally attract this person. They're coming in, no doubt. That's what I got.
Thank you so much. That was awesome. You're on
You're
fire.
welcome.
My gosh, it sounds
There's
like
a
it's
lot of energy.
amazing. Yeah, I feel the energy. I feel it. On that note, we're going to say goodbye to you for now. Don't forget to reach out to Astro Divas at astrodipity.com. Check out our dating site as well. You've now got Tasha to look forward to her giving her mini love advice for you every week. And we thank you, and we'll see you again next week. Bye for now from Cass.
Bye.
Bye, guys.